So this is Dezoki, the office worker. Okay, so this is Novaga, and so this is Novaga. At 6 months old, Novaga had a miniature guitar made of metal and learnt to play it. Then she had her first werewolf transformation. At 8 months, Novaga learnt potion making. At 9 months, she went to the park and found a fairy called Tutu. At 2, Novaga had a fight with Talardag's werewolf friend, Bredrag, and he's 20. She won the fight, but she still liked Talardag. Talardag is Novaga's dad, by the way. At 3, she somehow managed to fix a computer, and also at 3, Novaga could write well ahead of her age, and she had a mood transformation. Then she read 5 books in one day. At 4, Novaga went to the pool at night. She learnt how to swim. She also went to a party and played the guitar, and an alien watched her. And then she became a dancer in front of the band, and she had a full moon transformation and her senses got better. At 5, Novaga ran out of the house alone and got in the pool, and then the next day she played the guitar at the park. At 7, Novaga made friends with Ricotta, aged 11, and they ice skated on a pond. Then Novaga became a roadie for the band. At 8, Novaga could actually play good music on her guitar. And then she had a sprain, and she started writing stories. Then she made friends with Inbi, aged 45, and Amip, aged 7 months, by saving their guitars. Then she went to a progressive rock nightclub. When aged 9, Novaga became muscular because she is doing laps of the pool. Then on her 10th birthday, Novaga got a full-sized concrete guitar. At 11, she did lots of running with Azdakaz, aged 18, and she played darts with Tutu, aged 60. Novaga became a sound effects person. She got into the hot tub with her stepfather Spostruck, aged 59. She went to a karaoke place and played dominoes with Talardag, aged 38. At 12 years old, Novaga visited the library and saw the ghost of Binvoy, who is her granny, and Novaga stopped being friends with Inbi, aged 49, Ricotta, aged 16, and Amip, aged 12. It was caused by Bredrag. At 13 years old, Novaga fought Bredrag, aged 31, and won the fight. She helped set up the huge stage. At 14, she went to a foreign-style festival and she saw a deer, and she made friends with Nigel and became a songwriter. At 16 years old, Navaga saw a panicked horse, and she played hopscotch with Inby and a Mip, and she visited a lounge and became Inby's best friend. At 17 years old, Navaga got Navaga had a party in a pub and got into a drunken fight with Melody, aged 4. At 18 years old, Navaga went to the library and watched a badger. At 19 years old, Navaga watched a wild horse and became a lights fixer and went to Brer Drag's party and played the guitar, then went to a pool, and Raiden, her aged 45, who is her mum, got in too. At 20 years old, Navaga fell in love with Omip. And she started, and at 21, Navaga passed out from exhaustion in the bookshop. At 22 years old, she fought Brer Drag and won the fight, and she became a bass guitarist. At 23 years old, Navaga went to a lounge and played the guitar. Then she played the guitar at a party. At 24 years old, Navaga got in a pool outside on a full moon. Then Navaga learned how to cook. She learned how to cook spaghetti sandwich, and she made friends with Plasma, aged 30. Omip, aged 21, left home and had a baby with City, whilst Navaga was pregnant with F. Neddy. She played the guitar at the park and had baby F. Neddy. At 26, she got bitten by a zombie. At 27 years old, Navaga visited the library and Inbid died. And at 29, Navaga wrote an entire book and played hopscotch with Plasma. And then she performed a progressive rock concert. At 30 years old, she went for a hike and went to a festival and was in an eating contest with Tarpoon and Spostruck. Navaga won the contest. Then she explored a haunted house and wet herself. Then she was physically sick. Then she hunted in a pack with Melody in the park and caught an insect. Then Navaga stopped being friends with Ricotta, Raya, and Nigel. At 33 years old, Navaga wrote another book, and she saw Binfoy's ghost again. At 34 years old, at 35 years old, Navaga played the guitar at another party, then ice skated on a pond. At 36 years old, Navaga at 37 years old, Navaga became a backup singer and went to the pond. At 38 years old, she made friends with Raya W. and played the guitar and went busking in the park and entertained sick people in hospital. At 40 years old, Navaga went to a lounge, then ran out of money. She went to a karaoke bar and sang. Then she went to a lounge with Taladag. At 41, Navaga went to a rough pub and then went to a work party. At 42, Navaga spoke to the ghost of Binvoy and made friends with her. At 43, Binvoy, at 44, Navaga went to Binvoy had a party. At 46 years old, Navaga went to the pool to find Bredrag there. He tried to flirt with her, but then he growled at her and Navaga fainted. Then she hunted in a pack with Melody and found plutonium. At 47 years old, Navaga got an electric shock from fixing a TV and stopped being friends with Shafik, but she made friends with Raya T instead and had an outdoor cooking by fire session with Taladag aged 72, who is her dad, Jung aged 6, Honey aged 82, Zen aged 51, Raya T aged 51. Then Navaga watched Honey play the guitar by the fire. At 46 years old, Navaga upgraded a cooker. Then there was a school trip to Navaga's workplace, so she made them jam together. At 47, she went in a limo and visited a brewery. She got very drunk. At 48 years old, she upgraded a sink and visited a market. At 50, she was in an advert and went to a disco and upgraded the speakers. At 52, she got her face painted badly and fainted. And at 54 years old, Navaga became a lead guitarist. So that was Navaga. This is her dad, Taladag. So, at 3 months old, he made friends with Betsy, aged 13. Then he turned into a werewolf. At 8 months old, he learnt charisma. At 12 months old, he learnt potion making and he made his first elixir. It's a happiness potion. At 16 months old, he met Yazak, aged 10. At 22 months old, he hunted in a pack with Binvoy and found a gem. At 23 months old, he made friends with Yazak. At 2, he gave a presentation on toys and his senses improved a lot. At 3 years old, he had an angriness werewolf transformation which caused him to get bitten by Leshulk, aged 4 months. At 5 years old, Taladag had a party. At 7 years old, he made friends with Zest, aged 52, and Taladag reached level 5 in charisma. and he taught a lesson of year ones about charisma for a day in the school. At 8 years old, he sung karaoke. At 9 years old, he visited a relaxation garden and a market. At 10 years old, he visited a training centre and he learnt gymnastics and became strong. At 11 years old, he swam in a fountain and he learnt how to swim. Then he found a hidden door. There were ancient coins behind it. At 12 years old, he went to the gym, and the gym trainer was Must, aged 15. At 13 years old, he had a full moon transformation and went to a festival, then to a pool at night. Then he went to Must's party. At 14 years old, Taladag made friends with Tarpoon, aged who is 28 years older than him, and at 15 years old, Taladag went to a pub and he got in a hot tub. At 16 years old, Dokuzia had baby Aztecas with Must, aged 19. Taladag went to Tarpoon's party. At 17 years old, Taladag made friends with Raiden, aged 15, and it reached -20 degrees C, and he became able to use cursed bites, and then he had a party. And he fixed a toilet. At 18 years old, he made friends with Ren, who's his age, and made friends with Brer Drag, aged 10, and quickly became Keisha's good friend, aged 22. Then he became Honey's friend, aged 27, and became Raiden and Tarpoon's best friends. And at 19, there was a fire at home. At 21 years old, he fell in love with Raiden and had a water fight with Dokuzia, who's his granny. But there was another fire. Binvoy died at only 46. And at 22 years old, Taladag rode in a limo and visited a festival. At 23 years old, he went to a party and made Yazak, aged 33, and Brer Drag werewolves. And Taladag befriended Jacuzzi, aged 17. At 24, he entertained sick people in hospital. In 25, he befriended Ghoul Rusty, aged 27. At 27 years old, Taladag burnt a meal which caused him to dislike Spostruck, aged 47. At 27, and also Taladag did public speaking. At 29 years old, he reached level 5 in gymnastics. And at 30 years old, he went to Honey's party. And at 31, he befriended Inbi, aged 40. At 35, Taladag was in a rude advert, and he became a business partner. At 36, Aztecas told a ghost story, and Taladag learnt how to fish. and he got given a lamp. Then he wet himself in front of Tarpoon. At 38 years old, he sung karaoke with Brer Drag. At 39, Taladag watched a raccoon and got publicly disgraced for wetting himself. He stopped being Yazak, aged 48, Jacuzzi, aged 33, and Navaga, aged 12's friends. So at 40 years old, he got the family to turn him into a robot, and he fell in love with Betsy, aged 55, who is who is actually related, and that caused them to have a really unhealthy baby. Then, but he had a healthier baby with who is Melody with Raiden. And then Aztakaz left home, aged 24. Then Taladag, and Taladag was mean to Melody. And at 41 years old, because of being mean to Melody, Betsy became mean to Taladag. And they both had a fight and became enemies. And he watched a social sport in the stadium, and Taladag became enemies with baby Melody as well. And then at 43 years old, Taladag went to a festival, and then Leshulk found out the news and was really nasty to Taladag. At 44 years old, Taladag made friends with Shafik, aged 52, and made friends with Cactam, aged 44, by delivering fruit to him. Taladag got shouted at, and Taladag got shorted out, and someone saved him. Then he saw a panicked horse. Then he had another fight with Melody, who's a bit older now, and Betsy. Taladag went to a lounge. At 45, he got frozen solid by a stranger, and short-circuited again. And then he ate an amazing plate of scrap metal, and he even stole a plate and gave Betsy a happy potion. At 48, he watched a wild horse, and a Mick moved in. At 49 years old, he made Melody became really fat, and he went to a lounge with Must. At 50, Taladag learnt gardening, and he ate at an expensive restaurant with Inbi, Tarpoon, and Jacuzzi. He befriended the waiter, Dorbu, and Taladag went to a rough pub. Then he went fishing at 3 a.m. At 52, he befriended Ozai, aged 61, and Taladag went to a party. And now, this is Navaga's daughter and Taladag's granddaughter. This is Navaga's son and Talardag's grandson. Okay. At 3 months, this is F. Neddy. At 3 months old, F. Neddy saw Binvoy's ghost and watched wild horses. At 4 months old, he learnt how to run. At 7 months old, he became temporarily zombified and bit spellstruck. At 16 months old, F. Neddy learnt martial arts and sparred Tarpoon, aged 73. At 3 years old, F. Neddy saw a panicked horse and watched wild horses at 1 a.m. in a storm. Then he went to a festival. At 4 years old, F. Neddy burnt a jam sandwich and he was the target of an ice spell. At 6 years old, F. Neddy had a sprain and he befriended Gull Rusty and he saw a deer. At 7 years old, he became muscular and went to a lounge. At 8 years old, he went to a rough pub and watched a deer and went to Raiden, aged 58's party. And then he started school, and Gull Rusty, aged 61, was the teacher for the day. And he lectured at the school, and F. Neddy lectured at the school about fitness. Then he went to Koto, aged 60's party. At 10 years old, F. Neddy went to Raya's party. At 11 years old, F. Neddy watched a deer, and Talardag married Raya, and she moved in and had baby Inzetu. And then F. Neddy went to the pool and learnt how to swim. At 12 years old, F. Neddy saw Binvoy's ghost, and F. Neddy went to the library and talked in the street. Then he took driving lessons. Then he learnt how to drive, and then he went to a party. At 13 years old, F. Neddy saw a unicorn and went fishing. Then he watched wild horses with Talardag, his grandpa. F. Neddy even stroked a unicorn. At 14 years old, F. Neddy reached level 5 in fitness, and F. Neddy finally learnt how to make a jam sandwich. At 15 years old, he had an illness-curing method. Then he watched wild horses in the middle of nowhere alone at morning. At 16 years old, at 17 years old, he started going fishing again. At 18 years old, F. Neddy became a fisherman, and he caught 5 fish in an hour. At 19 years old, he taught Jung the robot sport, and F. Neddy went to a party and befriended Millet, aged 18. At 20, there was a fire at home, but Talardag, aged 71, extinguished it, and he gave a laptop, and F. Neddy gave a laptop to Gull Rusty, aged 73, and at 21, he had a water fight with Millet, aged 19. At 22, F. Neddy was in an advert, and at 23, Gull Rusty died aged 76, and F. Neddy visited a brewery. Then he got very drunk. At 24, he went to a museum and visited a market. At 25, he went fishing at 4 a.m. At 26, he trained Solgan, aged 14, how to do weightlifting. And at 27, his experiment exploded and he wet himself. At 28, he threw up and he broke a bone. Then he became best friends with his mum, Navaga, and jammed with her. At 29, he befriended Ricotta, aged 58. At 30 years old, he befriended Calf, aged 70, and Honey, aged 89. And F. Neddy had a baby called Shrenzy with Ricotta. And Inzetu, aged 22, and Solgan, aged 19, moved out. At 31 years old, F. Neddy went fishing at 3 a.m. Then he learnt engineering. At 32 years old, he got in a hot tub by himself, made a smelly potion and a scary potion, and at 33 years old, F. Neddy befriended Aki, and F. Neddy acted in a play. Then he got growled at by Bimboy's ghost, then he fainted. So, which one out of those three people have the best life out of them? If it's Navaga, say dodecahedron. If it's F. Neddy, say parsnip. And if it's Talardag, say Yorkshire Terrier. So, which one out of them has the best life? Has the best life that I've explained. Okay.